What happens when a debate stage becomes a battlefield for the soul of a nation? Tonight, we're diving into a story that's more than just headlines. It's about two powerful black women, Jasmine Crockett and Candace Owens, locked in a confrontation that starts as a political debate but explodes into a fight for truth, history, and the very definition of justice. In one corner, Candace Owens, the queen of conservative outrage, known for fiery rhetoric and controversial takes. In the other, Jasmine Crockett, a progressive firebrand, armed with facts, experience, and a voice that refuses to be silenced. What began under the bright lights of a civil rights summit would send shockwaves all the way to the White House. Accusations fly, a buried scandal erupts live on screen, and a nation is forced to choose. This isn't just about politics. It's about the moment of truth so raw, so powerful, dethrones an empire built on noise. Strap in, because this story is worth every second. The Philadelphia Civic Arena was electric. Tension. You could almost taste it. This wasn't just another talking head show. This was the Great Divide Civil Rights Policy Summit, broadcast live. Backstage, whispers. Out front, for 1,000 people, politicians, activists, skeptics, all holding their breath. The spotlight hits. Jasmine Crockett walks out, composed, but like a coiled spring. Cheers from one side, hostile silence from the other. She doesn't flinch. Then Candace Owens, radiating confidence, convinced history is already on her side. Their eyes lock. The cameras roll. This is a reckoning. Candace steps up first, her voice chillingly calm. Black Lives Matter isn't a movement, she declares. It's a business, a cash machine powered by guilt and tragedy. She turns to Jasmine, eyes like a surgeon's scalpel. And you, Miss Crockett, are their perfect weapon, a mouthpiece wrapped in credentials, legitimizing hate with a smile. The crowd erupts, whistles, murmurs, mocking applause. Candace hadn't just argued. She'd indicted Jasmine in front of millions. But Jasmine, she stands still. She's heard this tone before, in classrooms, in boardrooms, on the floor of Congress. This time, though, it's from someone who looks like her. Jasmine rises, her presence filling the stage. Her voice low, steady. You want to talk about tools? She says, her words cutting through the noise. You're using the same script they use on my grandmother when she was told to sit in the back. Same words, same venom, just wrapped in better lighting. A pause, heavy with history. You are trying to divide us with the very words they once used to divide our ancestors. The room resets. Gasps. In the production booth, someone whispers, clip that, now. This isn't a clapback. This is a reckoning. Jasmine isn't just speaking for herself. She's speaking for generations. But Candace, she digs in, aiming for the spine. Let's talk numbers, she says, voice cold. 75% of black children born out of wedlock. Black-on-black crime through the roof. Her words are meant to convict. And what do the so-called civil rights leaders do? They teach our people to blame, to protest. They use skin color as a shield. I use mine to walk out of the darkness. The room fractures. Shouts of shame clash with speak the truth. Candace stands tall in the chaos. To her, this is confirmation. She's weaponizing resilience to deny collective struggle. Jasmine's voice, though still controlled, vibrates with lived pain. Numbers don't reveal truth, she counters. They reflect conditions. They don't tell you about redlining or schools crumbling from neglect. She locks eyes with Candace. But you use those numbers like digital shackles, not to expose injustice, but to silence the very people who've lived in real chains. The air crackles. Jasmine isn't just refuting. She's redefining the fight. And then, just as Jasmine's words hang heavy, the auxiliary screen to stage right flickers to life. Bam! Unmistakable footage. Candace Owens, 2018, at European Youth Summit. Her voice chillingly clear. If Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The room freezes. Gasps erupt. She said what? Someone screams. The clip continues. Candace discussing nationalism, sovereignty. Word that now, in this arena, hit like betrayal. Candace stares at the screen, her defiance slowly unraveling into disbelief. Her own past, a ghost she thought buried, now haunting her live on national television. Jasmine? She doesn't move, doesn't speak. Her stillness is an indictment. She steps forward, voice low, deliberate. You say I'm the one dividing our people? That our movement is just theater? A pause. Then what exactly are you doing with human history? Rehearsing the most dangerous play ever written. Silence. Impact. For the first time, Candace Owens has no immediate comeback. She tries. I do not support Hitler, she snaps. That clip was edited, taken out of context. But the words fall flat. The room isn't buying it. Jasmine steps forward one last time. Calm. Devastating. You didn't just speak. Her voice rings with moral finality. You spread poison and called it freedom. The debate ends, but it's just detonated. Headlines explode. Candace Owens, from conservative icon to national outrage. Owens implodes live. Then the kill shot. An investigative reporter releases an internal memo from Turning Point USA, dated 2 years prior. Candace Owens, formally reprimanded for statements that rationalize or diminish the severity of extremist ideology. Any further rhetorical volatility, the memo warned, meant termination. They knew. The document shreds through social media. Right-wing influencers go quiet. Donors vanish. Her public calendar wiped clean. Candace Owens disavowed. And Jasmine? She says nothing. She doesn't need to. Her truth, spoken plainly, did the work. Then an old C-SPAN clip of Jasmine surfaces. No fancy stage, just her outside a Dallas courthouse, defending a 14-year-old boy wrongfully accused. Her voice raw. Justice doesn't wait for the headlines. It waits for someone to stop being afraid of losing everything. It goes viral. The real leader we ignored. This woman should have been president already. The contrast is stark. Performance versus purpose. Candace, cornered, calls a press conference. Jasmine Crockett, she accuses, is a politician playing the victim card with Olympic precision. She weaponizes public sympathy. Hours later, Jasmine, live on national TV, is asked to respond. Her answer, calm, unshakable, I don't seek power. I'm restoring voice to the people who've been silenced by her half-truths and polished cruelty. I don't need to manufacture outrage. I've lived in a reality her narrative denies. Emotion isn't weakness. It's memory. It's lived experience. And if she's afraid of that, maybe it's because deep down she knows the facts aren't on her side. Hammer blow. Even black conservatives, once her allies, start distancing themselves. The New Black Federalist Alliance calls for her resignation from public advocacy. Ms. Owens has weaponized white-adjacent ideology against the very communities she claims to uplift. Sponsors pull out. Her publisher suspends her upcoming book, Unfiltered, the Voice America tried to silence. Ironic. At 2:17 a.m., Candace tweets, I haven't changed my views. America just can't handle the truth anymore. Then her account goes dark. Vanished. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett steps onto the stage at the NAACP National Convention. The room is electric. I didn't come here to clap back, she says, her voice clear. I came here to call forward. It's not about who shouts the loudest. Sometimes being real is loud enough. The crowd erupts. Standing ovation. If emotion is a result of living through redlining, police violence, stolen wages, and stolen history, she declares, then I pray we never go numb. I'm not interested in being palatable. I'm interested in being real. And if the truth makes people uncomfortable, they should ask themselves why comfort ever required someone else's silence in the first place. The Democratic National Convention, 2025. Jasmine Crockett delivers a keynote. They invited me here, she begins. I asked if they wanted the saved version of Jasmine Crockett or the real one. They said real. So here I am. She speaks of fear, of ancestors, of youth who don't believe in democracy because they've seen it fail them. What they don't believe in, she says, is the people who keep asking to vote like their voice matters and then act shocked when it actually does. The Crockett quake is real. Youth voter registration spikes. In a final, Quiet interview. The anchor asks about legacy, about the divide. Jasmine looks into the camera. When a black person tells you forget injustice, she says, her voice etching itself into history, they're not uniting us. They're surrendering us. And somewhere in a dark room, Candace Owens watches alone as her own reflection is erased by a truth she could not outrun. The screen fades to black with one line. When you sell the truth to be celebrated, it's the truth that will silence you forever. This wasn't just a political victory. It was a moral one. Jasmine Crockett didn't win by being louder. She won by being undeniably, unshakably real. She reminded us that true leadership isn't about performance, but persistence. It's a warning to those who twist truth for applause, and a promise to those who live it without permission. In the end, if you stand for yourself alone, you will be forgotten. But if you stand with the forgotten, your voice, even a quiet one, can change the world. What did you think of this incredible story? Did Jasmine's words resonate with you? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.